Yes, men are attracted to you. Yeah, we want to get you in the sack, but it's not because you're beautiful. It's not because you're smart. It's not because you have intelligent content, right? It's not even because you have the 36, 24, 36. It's because you naked.
Yo, this is Dyson Knight, and this is episode 12 of the Sup'm Show, and we are talking what is sexy. And I'm very excited about this topic because I think it's going to go deep, it's going to go hard, and my conclusion in itself is really sexy. So I asked the question a bit earlier. Have you ever seen a couple together and tried to figure out, well, how did she snag him? Or how did he snag her? Often it's based on, how one looks compared to the other, or the success level of one person versus the origin of another. But the reality of it is, which is close to my conclusion, is that, different strokes for different folks.
All right. Guess what? We about to end the show in 5 seconds. What's sexy? JP. All right. So thanks for listening, guys. That's the end of the show.
I think before we state anything, I think we should make it clear that you can be beautiful. You can be beautiful without being sexy, and you can be sexy without being beautiful. All right.
It's beautiful in itself. It's in the eye of the beholder. But
disclaimer, gents, just in case everybody don't know, we're talking about from the perspective of a man looking to a woman.
The first topic I want to talk about, this social media version of what is sexy, because it's not beauty. From a man's perspective, I'm letting all the women know right now, it's not beauty. That is raw sex appeal you're pushing right there.
Yep.
You're selling sex. And in my research, I saw a lot of comments and a lot of statements and videos about guys trying to put these girls on game, women on game, and let them know, hey, yes, men are attracted to you. Yeah, we want to get you in the sack, but it's not because you're beautiful. It's not because you're smart. It's not because you have intelligent content, right? It's not even because you have the 36, 24, 36. It's because you naked. It's because you're naked, and the automatic response for a straight man and a naked woman is, yo, what's up? What we doing? You understand? So that's the first thing I want to talk about, the 36, 24, 36, and what women do to get to that point, because they feel as though it's sexy. When in reality, I can speak for myself. I think it grabs my attention because, it's a curvy girl, and curvy girls are, I don't know, something about me internally says, oh, okay, let me look, right? But as far as me saying, oh, damn, that girl is sexy. No. Literally, no cap.
Unfortunately, it's an adjective, right? So the adjective sexy kind of has a few meanings or a few implications, I feel. Because some of these guys, some of our fellow counterparts would look at those same women and say they're sexy. And some would look and say they're not. And right now, even for this show, we're talking about what is sexy. So we already come out the gate and say, we don't mean that, right? So we obviously ain't talking about that meaning of sexy. We talking sexy, and just to put a further description on the disclaimer one said, we talking about the grown man's description of what sexy is.
Absolutely.
We're not talking about the 19-year-old, the 28-year-old, maybe even 30-year-old version of what sexy is. Well, let's say 12 to 30. We've been there. It's very easy. That version of sexy is extremely superficial. It's extremely superficial. As a matter of fact, it's only superficial. When the girl walk past you, and she got that exact body you want, breast, patow, waist like that, butt like that, boom. And you're like,
I want to I want to dig deeper. Though.
Like that's the only thing I want to know. Damn, right? And you can't help you can't help yourself, but to say something to her, or and it's usually something dumb. It's usually something very dumb that's coming to your mouth.
Right.
At that point in time, something very stupid. Hey, you can't tell me the time you fell from heaven. Some nonsense, right?
Or maybe they say, hey, you ain't know I used to leave singing Bahamian.
you know, hey girl,
I'm not using that.
Ever date a doctor before? So I mean, it takes years of practice and growing to get beyond that. But I don't want to jump too far ahead. But
yeah,
we ain't talking about that.
Yeah, you said what sexy means, and the Oxford Dictionary describes sexy as the ability to evoke sexual attraction, or to exude, sexual attraction. And I want to talk a little bit about the science of that, and this is not research science, this is experience science. Because when I was in my 20s, my first few experiences with sex, which, let me say it that way, sexy means people want to juice you. If you sexy, it means people want to juice you.
What kind of juice? Orange?
No.
Okay.
No. Natural, not no concentrated or the bottle juice. I'm talking about the body juice. Yeah, right. So that's what it means to be sexy. That whoever finds you sexy wants to juice you. All right. So now that we get that out of the way, when I was younger, one of my first female girlfriends, I would call her, relationships in which I was intimate with, she was one of those always had to get her nails done, always get her hair done type girls, right? Beautiful girl. And one of the things, in being intimate with her, one of the things that I got attracted to and hooked on was her scent. Now follow me here. And this is the danger I'm tying it right into social media version of sexy. Now, this isn't the scent of her skin. This isn't her natural scent. This isn't her unique odor. All right? Feel me? This was the scent of burnt hair. You know that fresh salon, just get your hair do scent? Y'all don't know that scent?
I don't know that scent.
I will give you never dated a girl that used to get her hair pressed straight?
No.
I've been in a salon, so
my mom is a cosmetologist by trade, and so I know the scent.
Yes, there's a scent. And it's just like Sigmund Freud. Yes, Doc, I get it right?
Yeah.
In training an animal, when we had sex, I would smell the scent. So now sex became related to the scent. So now every time a girl pressed hair, every time a girl walked past me fresh out the salon, I was like, ooh, you sexy. So automatically that erased all of the unique qualities that this girl had that I may have also been attracted to, and my sex button got pushed whenever I smelled burnt hair. So here's a better example. Here's a better example for one. When I was in college, my college girlfriend, beautiful girl, very, very sexy girl. I mean, figure, body out the world, right? And she never used to have the burnt hair scent, but she used to wear this one Victoria's Secret lotion, Apple.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, to this day, if I smell, I think they discontinued the fragrance, thank goodness. But to this day, when I smell that scent, I think sex.
Yeah. For me, it was white. It was white diamonds. It was white diamonds for me. Elizabeth.
You expensive.
And this is
you know how the good doctor go. Come on now.
Good doctor is expensive.
No, I'm telling you, this is from a girl. This is from a girl I dated in the mid-90s, in the mid-90s. And to this day, if I smell white diamonds, she comes to my mind. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's not ridiculous. It makes sense. But I'm saying you're making an important point. All right. First of all, the inputs for smell are directly connected to the brain, right? Directly.
Right.
There's no pass go. There's nothing. It goes straight to the brain, real fast. The next thing is the eyes. Even though the eyes aren't really fully exposed, but the eyes and the nose, and even to some degree, you can talk about the five senses. Basically, the five senses are, again, connected directly to your brain. They wire straight to your brain. But especially the eyes and the nose are very, very close. Very, very, very close to your brain, right? And this is we learn this in high school and we go to deeper at college levels and stuff. But as soon as a boy sees something that is attractive, let's say sexy, a whole cascade, a whole bunch of events happen that eventually leads to an erection, right? That's what's supposed to happen.
Fuck is mine.
We're just being real.
Being real. That's real.
So when women provide something visual to create that attraction, how could you not expect that reaction to happen?
Yes.
So you have to realize that if you dress like that, if you show yourself a certain way, the more quote unquote sexy you make yourself, the more likely you are to create that reaction in someone that's attracted to you.
Right.
And isn't that the point?
I thought that is the point. And then this is where I would probably chime in defense of the women and say that a lot of women excuse that behavior and say, I am doing this for me. And I understand it because I think I understand it, but I still think it's bull. I still think it's bull.
Well, let me chime in on that right quick. Nowadays, females, I'm not speaking from the perspective of females back in the day, rather when we was coming up or even before that. Nowadays, female, their main thing is attention, bro. And men can't always talk about this too. So you'll have a female that do a lot of things that you may consider sexy, smell, dress, look, whatever.
Right.
And like Ken said, at the end of the day, what do you expect the average man that have no control over Junior downstairs to do? He's going to try and holler at you. But what men need to understand also is that 9 times out of 10, you're still going to get shut down. Because, listen, modern day women are sort of like an energy bank, so to speak. Okay. So when I say energy bank, I'm talking about from the perspective of...
I need my pen and paper.
Get them. Let me put you all up on game. Get them shits.
Yeah, go ahead. I can type it right in.
It's like an energy bank, bro. So,
okay.
For instance, like me and Kent was talking about this a couple of months ago. Like you'll get a girl that'll post a sexy picture online, and you will have like thousands of comments saying, "Hey, beautiful, where you at?" Blah 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 blah. I notice one thing in common. She don't respond to nobody.
Right.
She don't even respond.
Right.
So my whole thing is this, right? Like, why? And 9 times out of 10, she don't even live nowhere near you, so you don't have a chance of even meeting this girl in person to take it to another level. So when I tell young guys all the time, huh?
You don't think these guys know that?
Hold on, I'm getting there. Hold on, give me a minute. Yeah, they know that, but see, on the flip side, that's just how men are wired. If you don't have no control. Very important. Control is very important, bro. Because when you're out of control with that type of behavior, it can get you locked into a very serious situation with the wrong female. Just like Ruckus Man say, just because she looks sexy, just because she smells sexy, doesn't mean on the inside she is that. And I'm pretty sure we all been there.
But Juan, do we care?
Yeah,
at that point, no. If we're talking about being sexy, do we really care if she have all the check marks on the outside, and she's a garbage person on the inside? Or let me say, the other person has all the check marks on the outside, but is a garbage person on the inside. Do we care if we just talk about
the average man? The average man do care. The average man do care. You know why the average man do care? Because most men don't have the mental capacity, if I might, to hit and quit. I didn't say all. Most men don't have that mental capacity to do it, bro.
What is the capacity?
Most men, let me tell you something. Most men will, if they get a chance to hit a bad female, when I say bad, I'm talking about super sexy, right? They stuck, bro. Most men, they stuck. And these bad females, these nice looking sexy, they know that. They stuck, bro. This is where the manipulation comes into play. They know that, but at the same time, you have to understand as a man that you're not the only one. You understand?
I agree. Sexy women do know they sexy.
They know this, bro. And this is why I always say,
especially if it's why we talking about.
Why are you constantly complimenting her when she know that, and you probably compliment number 1055 for the day? You ain't gonna make no difference in her mind, bro. And even if you make a difference in her mind, right? She still have other men that could outdo you in some way, shape, or form. At least in her mind. At least in her mind.
Right.
Because attention, and validation is more important than air, more important than food, more important than love, more important than life itself to these Instagram type females. I'm telling you, bro. This is why the best thing for men to do when you interact with a female like that is to ignore her. But she's not used to that.
100%.
She's not used to that. What's that, bro?
And it's one thing that I am very thankful, and I'm very because of the friends I kept who helped me along with that. Because we were never the type to go out and holler at girls, scream at them.
He'll tell you, Dyson. He'll tell you. He'll tell you.
Even when we were in our 20s, like calling at girls when they walk past and stuff like that, we was never like that. No girl could ever say that. And that's one thing. That's one thing that I'm glad that I was able to control at a young age. Right. Because who knows where I would have been right now? Who knows what would have been going on with me right now? But again, so we're talking about getting that reaction, that initial reaction of sexiness under control, and then later on in life, defining for yourself what sexy is. Because
let's do that.
When you get older, when you start to get 30, 35, when you start to your career and you start to want to put things together in your life, like being attractive is not enough. I made a post the other day and I said, no matter how beautiful you may be, I'm sorry to tell you, that's not enough. Yeah. That's just not enough. And men and women think this way, that them being attractive is enough. And it's especially women, but men and women tend to do that.
Men do the same too, bro. I agree. Men do the same thing. Men do the same thing.
Yep. You gotta realize that if all you have to offer your partner is a physical attraction, that's not enough. That's not going to work. So and that's not going to feed a relationship. So what I was saying is,
grown man sexy.
What is sexy? As you grow, what is sexy evolves, and it evolves beyond what we see on Instagram chick. It evolves beyond the fake booty and the fake boobs. It evolves beyond that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So you want to expand a little bit more on that. Yeah, I can start first and say let me talk about my personal experience. The woman I'm married.
Hold on, Ken.
Okay.
One quick point. A lot of people need to understand this too. What you necessarily see on Instagram I wouldn't say Facebook as much, but Instagram, bro, this is these people's occupation. You understand? Yeah. You cannot get, that's a jewel right there. You cannot get that cyber world mixed up with reality, bro. This is how they make their money from Sims. This is how they make a living. So even if you see a fit guy, no homo, his body is always in a tip-top shape. This is what he do. It's the same thing like Dyson. You tall. Me, I'm a foreign contractor. Ken is a gym owner. This is what we do. So we at the optimal top of what we do in our craft. This is their craft. As stupid or silly as it may sound to us, this is what they do to make money.
Money in the bank.
It's money in the bank. So you can't, if you see some chick posing in a G-string with a butt out or whatever, this is how she make, that one picture transfers to OnlyFans, transfers to this, transfers to that. And that's how they make their money. But you can't compare reality to what you see online. I learned that a long time ago. I go to the gym, can't go to the gym. We work on a regular basis. Thing is, you got to stop looking at these posts from these people that do this for a living. And some of the photos are touched up, bro. Come on. Yeah.
But the point, the damage, though, is that, society, today's world looks at that and then makes that the bar, makes that the, they take into their own heart that this is what I need to do in order to attract a partner or to get some stability or the attention that you were just talking about. This is the bar. And something that I was talking to a lady a few days ago, and I was saying, we need to, why is it that women are doing that? It's because, like you said, that's how they get their attention. But I said, but that's what you've normalized in society. You've normalized that in your surroundings. Because you are afraid to go to church, to work, to a club, even the food store, without a lace front, without a, without
your joints like this.
Yeah, without your nails and your face beat to the gods. And, you refuse to do it because you think that people will say, oh, you look hook up or you don't look fixed. You normalize people not seeing you in your natural self. And there is a thing called natural beauty. That is the most unique way that you can present yourself. You normalize this look and you put on the things that everybody has access to. So now you look like everybody else. And to look like everybody else is a safe way to be accepted by society. But it damages society because now you create this thing that is so hard to attain. You have to spend $100 on some foundation. You know what I mean? You have to spend $600 on the best lace front because and then you got to spend another $30 on the best glue because you don't want it lift up.
But what happens, right? The thing what people don't want to admit, in my opinion, right? What happens when you actually get to date one of these chicks? Okay? When you get to date one of these chicks, at some point, that got to come off.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So when that comes off, what now? Right?
That's the thing. But that's the thing, Juan. Once it's on, and then you have that question, and you have that averse reaction to it being off, you no longer want to take it off. And that's why people, I'm sure there are people that wake up early in the morning.
Get themselves done up
themselves.
Yeah.
So that by the time their partner is awake and think they are already fixed because they always want to be accepted in that light of perfection, quote unquote perfection. And I think the reason why it's considered sexy, all of the BBLs and all these things is considered sexy is because that's what we've normalized. There aren't many people out there being their natural selves. And I'm not just going to hit on the women with this because men are guilty of this too.
Yeah,
a man will push a flicking Lamborghini and don't have $1 in the bank.
Yeah.
Because they figure, to the opposite or the sex that they're trying to attract, that is sexy. You see what I'm saying? So Kent, you're supposed to kick us off and let us know, for a grown man,
Go ahead, brother.
with some sense, what is considered sexy?
So when I was I keep telling this story briefly in the past. I told a story about twice on 2 other shows about the first time I saw my wife. Right? The first time I saw her, she was in a modeling contest, a modeling show. Right? Her dorm, the dorms at our university are like fraternities and sororities, right? So each dorm has they have a mascot, they have a secret handshake, they have all this stuff, they have initiations and blah, blah, blah. So it's just like a sorority or frat. So her dorm sorority was putting on a show, and me and my boy, we just decided to go. And sometimes you got to be careful with this stuff because they're real territorial. But anyway, we went, and she was modeling a 2-piece bikini. And she basically shut down the show, bro. When she walked out on the stage, but man, everybody went crazy. All the dudes went crazy. Everybody went crazy. My boy
proposed right then and there, Dyson.
And I gave my boy and say, "Yo," I say, "Who is that?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think she's on main campus. She's from South America or something." And it's like, damn, right? But the dudes are going crazy. So anyway, so after the show, we're standing around waiting on the bus to take us back to hall, and I saw her, right? And you know what I did, right? One, I did the stare, you know?
Yeah. Hey, I did that stare too, boy. I know it. I see it many times.
I did the Bahamian stare, and you could be looking at them from behind. They can turn around and look at you if we do the Bahamian boy stare. All right? So she turned and looked at me about 10 times, and then I was like, hold on, that girl who's with them, that girl who's with her, she's Bahamian, right? All right, so I had my plan worked out. So I didn't know that girl. But long story short, it took me, between planning and setting up meetings, it took me a year to meet my wife. It took me a year, right? Because I had to find a friend, get to know her friend, and then I went to meet her. I went to hail a friend, but I was actually trying to meet her friend. So I had to kind of weasel that one. So I went and talked to her like I was interested in her. But after like 2 hours, I was like, "Hey, you remember a few months back you were with this girl and standing
dirty dog,
dirty dog, switcheroo doctor."
And she was like, "Oh, you mean Felicia?" I said, "Oh, is that her name?" I said, "Where's she from?" She said, "Oh, she's from Guyana." But she said, "I can introduce you to her." I said, "Well, sure, if you want to." I mean,
all dirty. Hey, Dyson, all dirty conch boy.
All dirty
conch boy.
No problem. That's okay. Let's meet her. So when she took me to meet her, she said, "Hey, Felicia, this is my friend Ken." So Felicia ran there. She was like, "Hi," and then finished doing whatever she was doing. So I was like, "Okay," and that was it. So I didn't see her again.
A year for a hi.
Good. I didn't see her again until the year after that.
Wow.
And I saw her, and I forgot about it. I was like, "Okay, that ain't gonna work. She ain't into me." So I saw her again. I was like, "Hold on, this girl looks familiar. Don't I know this girl?" So I walked over and I said, "Wait, don't I know you?" And she was like,
"Hey, do I know you? You know what?"
I didn't remember. Anyway, long story short. Long story short, I was going through a bunch of stuff at that point, right? But she and I eventually started a relationship. There was a lot. I was entwined. I had some entanglements myself at that point. All right.
Being too sexy.
Being too sexy.
I got you.
Yeah. What caused me to connect with her is, number one, she was intelligent. And I'm talking about very smart. And that's the first thing I said. Usually girls who look like this don't talk like this. Don't act like this. The first time she came by me, she brought a bottle of wine. The first time we had a date, she brought a bottle of wine.
Buying drinks, too sexy. Yeah.
I was highly impressed. I said, this girl obviously got game. Then
You
she
don't
had
get
a
that from the
plan for
Bahamas.
she had a, this was really, and this is the thing that really got me. She had like a plan for life, and that's what we would talk about all the time. She had a plan for life. She wanted to do X, she wanted to do Y, wanted to do Z.
Focus.
She's going to do this. This is how she's going to do it, and it just everything just made sense. The fourth thing is that she had my back, bro. Like, she had my back to the core, had my back. She was like, look, you're doing garbage, but I'm still here with you.
You doing garbage, toss me the gun, I'll hide it.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you doing you doing foolishness. But you know what? I got your back. I know you need to go through some stuff. I got your back. Right?
Right.
And even though I probably did not deserve it, she's still here with me today after I did some trash. And it still didn't hit me until I was watching a TV show, one family TV show. And I said, all of a sudden I got this urge. I said, I want that with her. And I never felt that way about anybody else. So that attraction, the attraction to her was she's a partner for me.
Let's use the word sexy. Let's use the word sexy.
Yeah, okay.
Appeal.
So what was really sexy? What was really sexy about her, besides all the physical stuff, which I'm quite appreciative of, she was fully open to me. She was fully into me. She had my back. She was strong without being disrespectful or abusive. You understand what I mean?
Right. Right.
She made me feel like I need to improve myself to be a better man. You understand what I'm saying?
You feel like you need to.
She made me want to improve myself.
Fine. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Because I'm like, this girl is worth it. And to me, that is sexy. That's something that that's a connection that she and I have. That's not. I feel like it'll never break.
Here's the deal. That's very, very deep and profound. I'm gonna make it still deep, but not as profound, right? What then? I'll ask the question and answer it. What then makes? Because you said she had the body and she had looks, but what is it that makes a person that doesn't have the body sexy? What is it that makes a person who doesn't look like a glamour girl? They don't adorn themselves with all of this. What do they call them? It's not highlights. They don't call them highlights. They call them
accents.
But no, it's something they say. They use makeup to highlight my features. Yeah, but it's just an enhancement without the enhancements, right? What makes them sexy when what society is conditioned to receive as sexy? They don't have that, but they still sexy. And I know some people that I know no body shaming or anything like that, but I know fat women that are sexy. I know some bony women, like skinny to the bone, that are sexy. And I know some people that used to have good shape, used to have body, and no longer have like the same fitness level, but they still sexy. So that is the puzzling side now of what is sexy. And I think the four things that you came up with, that Dr. Gilda said, how they treat you. And I think that is so important. One of the things that I think is sexy, before I let you go on, is, and I think it's the most. Yeah, man, you got to get some of this. You know what you bring to the table. To me, it is the most sexiest thing ever. And then you mentioned one that is number 2 for me. But the most sexiest thing that you can have is confidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you confident, you just bring a whole different level of, I gotta lick my lips, my mouth get a little watery.
You gotta do the Cool J joint.
There's a difference between confidence and attitude.
Oh, you mean there's a huge difference between between confidence and conceit.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
hold on. Say it again. Just between what?
Being confident and being conceited.
Okay. I feel personally, from a man's perspective, you should have a little bit of conceitedness in you. A little.
How so? Defend that.
I shall.
I was talking from the female point of view. I was talking about the female. I was talking about the female.
What's that, bro?
We're talking about the female.
Yeah. Well, this like you said, it's different between attitude and confidence. Nobody wants to deal with attitude all the time. But when you move with confidence, like you get your stuff together, that's attractive. But from a man's perspective, I feel somewhat that society within itself love to make us as men dumb down ourselves. They love for us to dumb down.
Absolutely.
Especially the men that build yourself. The men they love to make dumb down, especially the men that build yourself from the bottom up.
Absolutely.
If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, you out the box. You playing,
you know what I'm saying?
Playing outside of the rules, and that's dangerous.
Yeah. Listen, because guess what? It takes. Let me see how I'm going to put this. Let me see. Listen, the average female is born with the it factor. She's born with that. And when I say born with that, the average man will pay more than enough attention to the below average female. You get my drift?
Right.
But for us men, we have to build ourselves to be viewed in that way. We can go to the gym, bro. We could be banking on the money, financial side of things, and still be seen as a scrub. You understand? So, in other words, I'm trying to say we constantly have to be improving ourselves. Constantly. Like me and Ken always talk, the grind never stops for us, bro. It never stops. It never stops.
Right.
You understand?
Do you think that makes being sexy in a grown man's sense unattainable or very? Are we reaching for stars? Is it possible?
We never listen. Me and Ken have this word. I keep saying me and Ken because me and him always talking about crap, bro. But we always talk, constantly shooting ideas back and forth, bro. Whenever you feel like you arrived, you ain't arrived. If that makes sense. You ain't never, listen, as a man, you never arrive, bro. Because guess what? The minute you arrive, there's someplace else you gotta be.
So we being sexy to arrive, or are we trying to arrive to be sexy, or are we trying to arrive to be the best version of self?
We trying to arrive to be prepared.
And I'm talking generally.
We trying to arrive to be prepared for whatever may come. From what I see it, however you want to throw a term on it, whether it be sexy, whatever. We just trying to get to that point where no matter what comes our way, we are fully prepared to deal with it. And within itself, that's it. Listen, looks, body have a lot to play, into the factor of the word sexy. But it's much more than that. It's much more than that, bro. Because looks and body can only get you so far. You got to have some sort of smarts about you also. You got to know how to maneuver out here. You know what I mean? It's kind of like
how unfit dudes get with fit gals. How do unfit gals get with
unfit dudes? Unfit dudes get with fit gals with money, okay? And so unfit gals get with fit dudes that don't know how this game goes through manipulation.
Hmm.
Well,
Somebody
I
gave me
feel
a
like,
mic so I could drop it.
Yeah.
I feel like, and there may be something that we're not touching on quite as yet, but what is it? So we said that sexy refers to an attraction.
Yeah.
Right. And again, that's why I said in the beginning, you have to differentiate between beautiful and sexy. Right. Because to me, again, you can have somebody that's beautiful and I can say that's a beautiful girl, but I'm not attracted to her at all. So I don't find her sexy.
Yeah.
Right. So
sex appeal and beauty is two different things.
And then you can have a girl who is not beautiful, and like Dyson just said in this example, doesn't have the stereotypical body, maybe not pretty at all.
Yeah.
Hair might need some work or whatever, yet she's still sexy. Mm-hmm. And I know a few, again, like you said, Dyson, I'm like you. I know a few girls like that who I think who I'm like, I wonder why this girl ain't married because. Or she don't have why is she single? Why is she not married? And it's most likely because that one thing that a lot of men who haven't trained their minds yet are looking for, she doesn't have.
Yes.
Which is that same body type, that same face, the hair, the nails, whatever else it is. She don't have that. She got everything else. She can cook. She'll take care of you. She'll be honest with you. She got your back. She'll go to war for you. But this goes both ways, by the way.
Yes.
And they won't be with you because you don't have that physical attraction. You don't have that physical attraction that they want. And unfortunately, as bad as it sounds, that's very important. Because you do not want to be with someone who's not attracted to you. You don't ever want to be with somebody who's not attracted to you. It may hurt, but if somebody ain't attracted to you and you suspect that, find out and end the relationship.
That's the first. Listen, to double down on what you just said, that's the first line. We men are physical first. We see how Ken say when he first met his wife, what's the first thing you saw, bro? You knew nothing about her.
Nothing.
You knew nothing about her. You never spoke to her. The first thing you saw was how she looked. For us men, we are physical when we see.
Right.
Women are more emotional.
But so again, I reiterate that initial attraction is that's sexy, and sexy simply means, oh, I would like to hit that, right? And you don't know nothing else about the person.
The young, ladies and gentlemen, the young and impressionable Dyson Knight.
And it's something that I think it's something that a lot of people got to be aware of, and especially something that you have to teach your teenagers, like 16, 17, 18, or even before that, right? Because great grandma used to have babies from 14, right? So it's something that you have to teach them that just because somebody wants to bang, it don't mean that they want to love you. It doesn't mean that they care about you. It doesn't mean that they are going to protect you or do anything else for you other than buying you, right? So the sexy chase, or the chase to get sexy, is it smart? Let me reverse. What do we do to be sexy? Let me bring it home. Not what we see as being sexy. What do we do? Yes.
Men?
No. Yeah, men. And the grown men talking right now. What do the grown men do to give that initial attraction, even to our longtime spouse, our wives, to be sexy to our wife? What is it that we do? What is sexy?
Well,
in our mind.
You want me to grab this one first, Ken?
Sure. I got you back.
Speaking from my experience, number one, you got to keep your body right, bro. As a man, you got to keep your body right. And being married and your wife may not say it, okay? She may not point it out, in the back of her mind, okay, what you don't want to happen is your wife or significant other going out elsewhere, and when you're not around, acknowledging the other guy that has a nice body. Because as much as they tell you they don't do that, they do. Because it's human nature. The same way when we walking around and we see a female with a nice body, we'll look, doesn't mean we want to bang her, but we'll acknowledge the fact that she has a great body.
Right.
It's the same thing for them, bro. Yeah.
Man bad, woman bad.
So why have her go out and I wouldn't say fantasize, but look at someone else and say, wow, he's in great shape. Why don't you be that? Attraction in that way does wonders, because the thing is, when we get married or perhaps in a long-term relationship, we get comfortable. We get comfortable, bro. And the more comfortable you get in a relationship, sometimes you lose that spark. You lose that attraction. Because you feel
isn't there anymore.
Right, because you feel once you got that prize that you've been hunting for, whether she's been hunting for you or you've been hunting for her, once you catch one another, you feel that's where it stops. And that's so far from the truth. Like, you still have to date that person that you're involved with. You still have to treat them somewhat like a girlfriend you just met. You have to keep that spark alive, bro. So being physically attractive, I didn't say bodybuilder status. I'm getting confused. But being physically attractive, that when you take off your shirt, you'd be like, okay. In my opinion, that's number one. Being financially secured. Very important, bro. Now, I ain't trying to say be no millionaire, you a big-time real estate mogul. No. Being financially secured is also very sexy. Being the leader in your household, that when your wife or your girlfriend is going through a situation, she can look to you for strength, is very sexy. Right. The problem is, nowadays, most men more emotional than they female. And although you will cry, this is what I tell guys all the time, bro. Don't you ever cry in front of your wife or your girlfriend, bro. Don't you ever cry in front of her, bro. Listen, and she'll tell you it's okay to cry. She'll tell you that's okay. Listen, Big JP is telling you all it's not okay. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because in the time of when you're breaking down and crying and all this other stupid shit, right? Right. She will see you at the moment as, oh, okay, he's going through something. But somewhere along the line, she will see that as a form of weakness. And women should look to men as a form of strength. No, Gilda, I'm not crying. Sorry. No, Gilda. Don't get me wrong. Says no. Listen, if I gotta cry about a situation, I'm going in the privacy of wherever I gotta go, and I'm gonna cry that out. Now, guess what? If you're in pain, there's an exception. If you're in pain, or you lost a child, or lost a loved one, by all means, let it out. That's not the type of crying I'm talking about.
You're talking about.
I'm talking about you get fired from your job and you come home and break down. Crap like that. Go find another job. Go find another job.
Yep.
Okay.
Go find another job, man.
I got you. Yeah.
You understand? No. Or you get punched in the face. Or you get punched in the face on some altercation outside. And you come home and start crying in front of your girl. No.
No.
That's how I'm crying about.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Absolutely not.
I got you.
So to me personally speaking, that speaks strength and sexiness. You always got to be seen as that lion to your lioness. That need to be a T-shirt quote. There need to be a T-shirt quote right quick.
Be a lion to your lioness.
Yeah. You need to be the lion to your lioness, man.
Yep.
Strength.
Okay. Good vibe. Doc,
I will add to that. I will say, I'll start off by saying that, sexiness, like I said, is different. for a 19 to 30-year-old, right? When you're being sexy at that age, or when you're trying to be sexy, you're doing it to attract the opposite sex or whoever you're trying to attract. When you're in a marriage, though, it's a different story because there's only one person you're trying to attract, and you've agreed to be together for the rest of your life, right? So you don't have the luxury of picking and choosing per se. You don't have the luxury of picking and choosing if this don't work out. This is the person you're with. This is the person you decide to be with, and that's
Right.
it. That being said, you're with this person for a long period of time. You're with this person for the rest of your life. And while you're with this person for the rest of your life, your relationship evolves.
Right.
Situations change. Even your body changes. Your work changes. Children get into the picture.
Grown up stuff to deal with. I get you.
Yeah, children get into the picture. If you're a female and you have children, your body changes. Your trend of thought or mindset changes.
Right.
As a husband, your behavior changes. Some men who used to go out and drink every night, they stop doing that. Or they used to hang with certain friends, they stop doing that. Maybe they used to smoke a lot, drink a lot, they stop doing that. So your behavior changes. So what becomes sexy also changes, or what was sexy also changes. And certain things that may have been important when you were, I'm not saying the physical part isn't important, that's very important. That's always going to be important. But in some scenarios, or in some cases with your partner, it might not be as important as it used to be. Right? What's more important to them is the other stuff Warren mentioned. How are you running your household?
Mm-hmm.
How are you providing and protecting for your family? How are you a father? How are you a father to your children?
Mm-hmm.
And for sure, that's something my wife finds very sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know, how you carry yourself, how your friends or people around you react to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How they respect you and respond to you as the person you are. You know, especially after you've achieved some stuff and did some stuff in your life.
Oh yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? How you treat them, how you respect the way they feel. Your partner I'm talking about.
Right.
How you respect and respond and how you manage how your partner feels can be very sexy to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So and my wife used to make this joke, and you know, I understand what she meant. It was a joke. But she used to say, you know, washing the dishes is sexy. I know that's not what she meant, because washing the dishes is not sexy.
Not at all. Not at all.
Right. But and we spoke about this a few weeks ago. Maybe we were talking about marriage and stuff. But volunteering to take a part in carrying the load of the household, not just paying the bills and stuff. Sometimes there's other stuff that you can do also. You understand what I mean? So again, being considerate, listening to your partner, what your partner wants and needs, again, is sexy, and trying your best to fulfill that. And lastly, I'm going to say, bro, just to kind of touch on what Warren said, just your hustle way.
Yeah.
Your hustle in life can be sexy.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to ever be rich, but your wife can be, your spouse, I keep saying wife, but your spouse can be attracted to you. When we said men, but your wife can be attracted to, and my wife is attracted to my hustle.
Yeah.
Right? Because I got a lot more growing to do. But when she sees me working hard and doing my best to provide and be the leader I'm supposed to be, she sees that, she responds to that. And that leads to another point. Reinforcing your spouse's efforts is sexy to me. You understand what I mean? Like acknowledging and recognizing that your spouse is working hard for you. That's sexy. So when two spouses are working hard on their sexiness. And that sexiness only involves those two. That's when your relationship continues to be sexy. You understand what I'm saying? Not to use the word.
That boy's a rapper now. He's a rapper.
But that's powerful.
Not to use the word so much, but understand what I'm saying.
Let me make sure. Let me make sure I understand.
Both of you are working on your sexiness, which means both of you are working on being attractive to your mate. And the problem in a lot of relationships is only one person is usually working on that. One person is working on being sexy to the mate. Another person is not. The other person is all into themselves.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's why a lot of relationships don't work. But you gotta work on being sexy for your mate. And that sexiness is whatever they define that to be. Whatever you guys define that to be. All the stuff we listed off just now.
What about acceptance though, Doc? What about
acceptance?
Yeah. What about knowing that I'm not about to interrupt Juan when he is on a business call. Yeah, because I already pick on Ken, pick on you. I'm not gonna interrupt Juan when he's on a business call, even though it's dinner time, because I know that he doesn't like it. So I'm going to accept that he's going to take his business call and he's going to come to the table. The food is going to be cold, but he's going to come to the table after this business call. I accept that. I'm not going to say, your food is getting cold.
Listen to me, bro. I'll take this one. Since you kindly included me in your little rant, I'll take it, sir. Listen to me. First and foremost, bro, your spouse must understand that the thing that comes first is the thing that's making all these wheels and gears continuously turn. And if that means that the business side of things is what's making it possible for you to live that lifestyle, to enjoy a financially free lifestyle, they should have no problem that you handle in your business.
Ultimately, sexy is being desired in a sexual way. What do we want to normalize that to be? Do we want to normalize everybody have to go get their body done? What do we want to normalize as being sexy? Because I tell you, when we had the natural hair movement, I have a whole song talking about, weave. And I was on this whole mission of getting women to just be confident. I don't want to wear my natural hair because it's too hard to manage. It's because you're trying to make your natural hair look like what you see in the magazines. Or you haven't normalized people seeing you in your natural self. So that's why the world doesn't think that's why the world thinks that everything that they see in Cosmopolitan or in GQ or in this magazine or in this television show. I literally watched some episodes and some reels where they have people on the newscast talking about who's the most beautiful and why they're the most beautiful, and come up with some cockamamie explanation about the this and the that, and if your diameter of your nose is like literally trying to indoctrinize us into what is beautiful. What is attractive? What is sexy?
Trying to cancel your boy, man. They're trying to cancel your boy out.
He's wanted to say something, man. Tell you something. So, but I'm gonna let you finish. We actually let's just go ahead and wrap up, because I think the point. Well, actually, finish that point you was making, then I'll jump back on this wrap up.
I don't remember the point, Brian. We've been on like 30 minutes just now.
But I was talking about just letting us be in control. When I say us, I mean in you, like the God that lives in you. Let that come forward and be what people have to accept. And if you just present yourself as yourself and people get used to seeing you as yourself, you become an object of beauty. You become an object. Once they respect you, they value you, the way that you look, and you're a positive mind. You're in a good direction. You're not out to be I don't want to say a bad word. You are being an outstanding
citizen of the world, a good human being, right? And you present yourself just the way that you are. And people look at you and they start to admire you and they say, okay, people who are like this, I trust to be this type of way. And then everybody just presents themselves as their natural self. And then automatically the whole 36, 24, 36, the BBLs, the makeup, all of the accents become unnecessary. All of the enhancements become unnecessary. You no longer have to fight to be something that you're not. In order
Can
for
I get
people
away
to give you
this
attention.
Dyson Knight?
Well, so what I want people to take away from this talk is be yourself, because you're going to have way more time to do beautiful things with your life.
Yeah.
And in your life. You're going to be very much more confident with self the more you present yourself out there as yourself. And the entire world will drop this. Now, people ain't going to like this because it no longer means that in order for me to be stunning, I need the freshest pair of Jordans. In order for me to be stunning, I need this. So it kind of like works against the commercialization. And they spend a lot of money. Listen, people spend a lot of money marketing what is beautiful. And what it is, it's not presenting you quality, or it's not presenting you something that is of any value to you. It's a value to them that you see it as the destination you want to arrive at. But you have to choose. And if you choose yourself in this positive way, you win all the time. You save money, you save time. The person that gets involved with you will wake up every morning and say, that's the person I love. That's the person who is hot. That's the person who is sexy to me. Because you always being you. And nobody else could be you.
Nobody.
So nobody could take your girl.
Huh?
You understand what I'm saying? Because they ain't you.
Exactly.
So what is sexy? And I think what needs to be normalized as sexy is your natural self. And I'm just talking about you could do random things. You know, if you want to put on gloss, if you want to shave your hair, if you want to do this, if you're doing it just because you're doing it, then do you. Be happy. But make sure that you being sexy for you.
Yeah.
You ain't being sexy because you're trying to get the attention from somebody else, because that ain't gonna pass.
Yeah.
And anybody else who does that thing could take your job.
Yeah.
All right, I finished. Y'all wanna
you want to throw it off to me? You want to throw it off to me? Since I've been offline for the past 2 hours with you guys, you want to throw it to me?
Yeah. No, just say something so we can shut this down.
Listen, let me put you all up on something. Listen, if you have a woman right now, men, if you ain't used to, and I'm gonna get crazy with this, if you ain't used to hearing your woman fart, all right?
Hearing or smelling? Which one is
both?
Which one
Both.
you going with?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Because they kind of go together.
Both.
All right.
Listen, seeing her looking run down,
tired.
Okay, tired. Seeing her without makeup.
Natural.
Okay. Seeing her at her lowest. When I say her lowest, I don't mean attitude or energy wise, physically. Okay.
Bare
minimum.
Bare minimum. Right. Gotcha.
Bare minimum self. Right. If you could break your wife, girlfriend down to that picture right there, and still appreciate what you have, that's real right there.
Yeah.
If you're the type of individual that have to see her at her best at all times, then your relationship, it's just right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your relationship ain't really worth shit. Excuse for the bad language.
Yeah.
Because like you say, Dyson, anything at that point can come in and interrupt that. Anything, bro.
Yes.
The most small, minute, just break it apart.
80/20.
Because you built your foundation on something that's just physical. If that makes sense.
Yep.
You got to go a little deeper than that, man. Especially if you with a person, I want to say over 5-10 years. You know what I mean? Thank you,
Yeah.
Felicia. Thank you. I try real hard. So what I'm trying to say is that, once you get past now, to be honest, we all attracted to the physical first because we don't know the person. We don't know what's inside. So the first thing that attracts male and female is physical.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's first.
But once we get past the point of, okay, physical is good, Rensheen, that physical is still good, then you know you really got something that's going on. That's really glued together.
Right.
And that's rare, bro, because when you base your relationship based on just a big fat ass, eyelashes and she looking, whatever, bro, that will fall apart so quickly because it's superficial. It ain't real. You see the law preacher shape me getting right now, sir?
Yes.
Real talk. Like men and from men and women perspective, bro, we are different people. We consider sexy, differently. But I think that you should compliment your partner and your partner should compliment you in all aspects of their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You can get implants though. No, Gilda, no implants involved. No implant. Because listen, here's the reason why I'm kind of against the whole implant thing. Because at some point when age catches up to you, mainly for females, because men don't really get implants. Now, those little soy boys and shit, they get, chest implants. That's a whole different story. But we ain't none of them dudes, so we can't speak on that. Yeah, or arm implant. They ain't soy boys, okay? They drink soy milk all day. Anyway. Listen, I'm talking about it from a female's perspective. When you go implant, that's great if you're a young woman. But when age catches up to you, it's not going to look the same. It's not. Then what? Yeah. And that's what a lot of these females don't factor in when they go to do these things. You're not going to be young forever. You mean to tell me when you're 65 years old and gravity starts to take a toll on your body, now what? You understand?
Boy,
that's not
anyway.
Guaranteed.
I'm sure that this topic is going to come back up again.
I doubt any female at 79 years old is going to be going to the doctor and saying, guess what? I need some new implants. Because possibly you're going to die during the process. Some men get PP implants. Well, I'm sad to hear that. I am disappointed to hear that, Felicia, that some men get PP implants. That's sad to hear. I'm not one of those men. What's that, bro?
How does it work? Like, how does it even work? But anyway, continue.
No. You know what? Whatever you do in life, relationship-wise, first and foremost, do it for you. Improve you. Don't do it for how other people are going to perceive you, because at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, the majority of people ain't going to be there for you. They ain't going to be there for you, bro.
It doesn't function right. Oh, no.
What was she talking about?
Oh, my God.
They're on some different tangent, but I don't know where they go.
Yeah, anyway, listen, Dyson and Kent, doctor, we're not interacting with the comment section right now.
But that's scary, bro. That's scary.
Very scary.
I don't even know how breasts operate when they have implants.
But listen, if you do whatever you want to do it for you first and foremost. Keep yourself in good shape. Keep in mind your partner.
Make sure you're functioning right.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do to function right. It's very important. Function.
And then, hey, and this symbol right here ain't for fight the power either.
No, fight the power is this way.
That's fight the power. This is function right.
Yeah. All right, Doc.
But yeah, man, let me edit on that right quick, man. I'm gonna throw it to my brother Ken. Spin the closes up right quick as usual. Go ahead, bro.
Like I said, I got to reiterate this. I feel like one of the most important points to remember is, and I like to stick on the relationship vibe, and long-term marriage, that kind of thing, is that, again, sexiness or what you find sexy can evolve. You have to be in tune with your mate, your spouse, if you want to know what that is. Because if you don't give it any thought, if you're not in tune, you might be just as physically sexy as you were when you got married, but 10 years later, that don't mean the same thing it did anymore once life starts to inject itself into your relationship. House, kids, car note, insurance, they call it real estate tax and all that stuff. When all that stuff starts to insert school fees, when all those things starts to insert itself into your life, you'll see relationships between two physically attractive people break up because you're not in tune with what you find attractive to the other person, which means, and excuse my language, you got to give a shit. You got to give a shit about.
You got to give two shits
about what your spouse finds attractive. Because if you
let me say it too, shit.
Say it. That's 3 strikes. So, so if you're not in tune with what your mate finds attractive, you're gonna find yourself in a very rough spot, and your relationship is going to be in trouble. And as we already expanded on earlier, that sexiness can be a variety of things. Yeah. But what the most important thing is what your spouse finds sexy. Yeah. That's the most important thing. What does your spouse find sexy? You got to listen. You got to pay attention. You got to be in tune, and you have to want to be that sexy thing for your spouse. Yeah. Because at this point, it's not about just you anymore. Early in the relationship, before you got married, when you were a teenager, 21, 25, sexiness was about you. But when you get in a relationship and life starts to happen, it's not just about you anymore. It's about you and your spouse. It's about you and your family. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? So, just bear in mind that it's not physical attraction is important, but a lot of times it's more than that. A lot of times it's just, dude, just listening to me, just appreciating my hustle. Right. You know what I mean? Appreciating the effort I'm putting in to be a good spouse for you. You understand what I mean? Being committed to a relationship and committed to your children, committed to your family and growing your family. You know, those things get very sexy to mature, grown-up people. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, my wife is still fine, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that my wife is still fine. But
in a physical sense,
I find her sexy in ways that I didn't find her sexy when I saw her on that stage. I didn't know who she was on that stage.
Right.
I had no idea who she was. Right. But I've met a lot of attractive, and we talk about beauty versus sexiness. So I've met a lot of beautiful, attractive women who are not sexy at all. Mm-hmm. You know, because what was attractive to me, what was sexy
women
to
watching
me,
that
they didn't possess.
I need women watching this to hear what you said just now, because a lot of women don't think it's possible that they can look a certain way and not be sound sexy.
Correct.
It's very possible.
You know, you want me to blow your mind some more?
Yeah.
Ladies, just because a guy wants to have sex with you doesn't mean that you're sexy.
Stop taking pages from my book, sir.
Okay. It's the truth, man.
It's the truth.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm going to drink to that. I'm going to drink to that.
So I'll close with that. But again, I like to focus on marriage because that's the most important thing to me right now. But as I like to speak to young men too, and hopefully they cannot make the mistakes that we made. Some of the mistakes we made. But again, just remember that pay attention to your spouse, respect each other, and have an interest in what your spouse finds sexy.
Right.
And both of you should be working together to try to be that. I think me and Juan said the same thing, but both of you have to work together to try try and meet that sexiness. And you find your whole relationship will improve after that.
Yeah.
Juan Knowles Florent, Dr. Kemp Bazard, Empire Fitness, the whole empire. Appreciate y'all brothers again.
Make my voice sound like Star Wars right now, the whole empire.
The whole empire. This is episode. Hey, but I'm waiting on some merch because I need my merch. Anyway, let's talk. Let's link up. We figure out.
And no, people, my screen is not freeze. I'm just saluting people right now.
I got you.
I'm frozen.
It's episode 12. What is sexy? This is the Sup'm Show. We will be back again next Sunday at 6:30 p.m. We're here every Sunday, so don't miss it. And the topic is going to be Follow the Sup'm Show, and we will let you know. It's the Sup'm Show where we talk it out, to figure it out, so we can work it out. Peace.